All right. Back with the Mindset Mondays. This is all about clarity and direction. So let's get started, man. Let's get started. Most people say that I want to work for myself. I'm just here to dispel the notion you do not work for yourself. Now you could do what's workable for you. That's different. You can't really do what you think you can do when you say I want to work for myself because you can't take the money that's in your pocket, pay for yourself, spend that money and keep doing it. So you thinking that you should not work for anyone else, that thought is dead. That thought doesn't work. You must understand that there are four levels to business. There are four levels. What's going on, everyone? Go ahead and put your city in the chat. Go ahead and put your city in the chat. But I just want to dispel the notion you cannot work for yourself. You will never work for yourself, and working for yourself is the way that you are going to have let's say, a plane crash in a sense. Because, and I'm talking about a financial plane crash, because most people quit their jobs to go start to build the new job. I want you to think about how does that even make sense? You quit the job that you already have to go build a new one. All you're doing is buying a job. So for us today on the Mindset Mondays for clarity and direction, we want to make sure that we are super clear that we want to work for everyone in our target audience. Now, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it where you're the one that's giving the commands, and there's a way to do it where you're the one that's taking the commands. Now, this framework that I have is called Renovate, Innovate, Collaborate, and you all can get this with inside of this book, Becoming More Effective in Less Time. And if you have the book already, you already know that you can flip to the pages and be able to get so much value from each chapter. It's not just about reading. This is a book that will guide you to your next level. Now, when is good no longer good enough for you? When you start to look at your systems and you say, hey, am I happy with the results I have? If you're happy with the results you currently have, then nothing needs to change with your system. If you're not happy about the results you have, then you might need to look to make some changes within your system. But today's topic, once again, is you can never work for yourself. You can never work for yourself. Let me know, put that in the chat. I don't work for myself. You only do what's workable for you. Now, you might say, why? You might say, why is that? Well, I just illustrated why you can't work for yourself. But now let's go into the understanding of doing what's workable for you. So you might have a job right now and you might think the job is not good enough. You might want something new, you might want something different. However, Is it workable for you? Like there were times like I was on calls and I had people say, "Oh, I don't like my job. I hate my job." I told them, "Come up, share. Why do you hate your job?" They say whatever they say. Oh, it might, stressful. It's asking for long hours from me, and people just want more and want more and want more. Okay. I examined. I said, "So, do you have a car?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you like it?" They said, "Yeah, I like it." "Do you have a house? Do you have an apartment?" They said, "Yeah, I have a home." "Do you like it?" "Yes." "How did you get that?" They say, "I work for it. I pay for it." "Yeah." "Did your job allow you to get that by paying you?" So the truth is, you don't dislike your job. You just really hate the fact that you know that you could be doing something more effective with your time, but instead you have to sit here to get money. That's not a problem. In fact, that's a good thing. And if you did have it as a problem, all of your problems are actually solutions, right? You have what you have because you are who you are. So the lifestyle that you have right now is based upon the knowledge that you know. The lifestyle that you don't have is based upon on the knowledge that you don't know. So the things that you don't know are called blind spots. How are you going to unlock these blind spots to allow you to get the knowledge you need and information to be able to access that, to be able to apply it, and then get the results? You have to understand the system. Somebody put system in the chat. Somebody put system in the chat. You have to understand the system in which you're operating in. Let's be real here, y'all. Let's be real here. You are in a simulation. You are in a system that you did not create, that you have to do certain things that you don't like doing. Let's name some of them. You have to pay for food that's already free. You have to pay for shelter. It's like, who gave the person the right that I'm paying? Who gave them the right to be able to tell me that I have to pay them to live here on this earth? I want you to understand you are in a system. And if you do nothing about the system doesn't do anything for you. In other words, the change needs to happen within you. If you don't change, nothing changes. Okay? That's the first rule of the system. If you don't change, nothing changes. Nothing, no thing. You must put change into it, right? So I want you to think about it this way. If you live in other people's imagination, because that's what we live in. We live in assimilation. We live in other people's imagination. A lot of times, the reason why you're upset at work is because you're not living through your imagination. You're being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it every day. You're told when to get up. You're told when to go to sleep. You're told when to eat. You're told what to eat. You're told what to dress. You're told what to drive. Nothing of those options you created. You didn't create your house out of thin air. You didn't create your clothing. You didn't create your schedule. You didn't create any of it. You acquiesced to someone's imagination. You applied for a job, you got the job. Now, this is the schedule. You must go to sleep by X amount of time because if you don't, you're going to be tired. And if you're too tired the following day, it trickles down to the following week. So the entire week, you might suffer just from one night of overdoing it. Your system, everyone put system in the chat. Put system in the chat. So when you think about your system, is your system working for you or is your system working against you? When I talk about being in assimilation, how does that make you feel? Now, the simulation doesn't care about how you feel. If you feel like not going to work, doesn't matter. If you feel like not going to the gym, doesn't matter. If you feel like not changing your eating lifestyle, it does not matter because it's not about what you like and about what you don't like. It's about what's workable and non workable. A lot of times, the reason why we have bad relationships is because we don't know how to handle business. We're not good business people. Hey, you say what you want. Relationships are businesses, businesses are relationships. Your life is based upon relationship. True or false? Before I go forward, put true or false in the chat. Put true or false in the chat. Let me know which one. Your life is based upon relationships. The life that you have is based upon your relationships. The money that you have in your pocket is based upon your relationships. I want you to think about it. What is your relationship with money? What is your relationship with money? What is your relationship with money? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I put a Q&A up. Let me see. I put a Q&A up, but unfortunately it's blocking my face. So I'm going to take it down. But really quick though, is life mathematical? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Is life mathematical? I would say life is mathematical. And for this particular reason, the combinations in which you perform or you partake in or you act upon creates the results that you have in your life. But go ahead and answer in the chat. Is life mathematical? Go ahead and answer in the chat. Because I asked you a question, true or false, right? And I didn't see any answers in the chat until who put that in the chat? Rose put true in the chat. Let me take off the Q&A thing. I want you to think about everything that I'm saying. The purpose of this call is to have clarity and direction. You will not be able to pay yourself. Unfortunately, you can't. You can't just work for yourself. So you must understand how the world operates. You must understand how the realm of business operates in the factions, which we will call the four layers of business. Because if you learn the four layers of business, you change your mindset from I don't want to work for anyone to, oh, I need people to be able to work for me and with me. See, when you're working at the corporate job, unfortunately, that's just you being selfish. Why? Because it's easy. It's easy. It's easy for you to get up and go, but it's not a problem and it's not a crime. But when you sit there and you complain and you say, "Oh, I'm being overworked and underpaid. I'm working 40 hours, spinning my wheels. I want something better. I want something greater." And then you dislike your job, that's not you being grateful. See, the key thing is understanding that a job is a stepping stone. But if you stay stoned, you get stepped upon. So let me tell you a little story. When I was at the corporate world, I was doing graphics for Netflix and Roku. Beautiful job, amazing, amazing job. And at first, the team was a small team, 12 of us. And doing graphics, I get to watch movies every day and eat. Basically, I order breakfast, I'm doing graphics. I go take a lunch, shoot some photos, do some photography, shoot some videos, come back, eat a little bit more, maybe a little something, not anything too heavy, and then finish my work. Sometimes in the middle of work, we'll go downstairs. We'll party. We worked in a big um, warehouse type of place where it's different sections and different businesses. And notice how I said live. See, have you ever thought that you actually live at work, but you visit your home? You just go home to visit. And I was happy to just go home and visit. I was cool. I loved living at work. It was amazing. And what I realized during this time that I was doing graphics for Netflix and Roku was that each role was important, all the way down to the person that's cleaning. The cleaning lady makes a difference. Everything you do matters. Somebody say in the chat, everything I do matters. Somebody put that in the chat. Everything I do matters. So even the job that you choose, even the lifestyle that you choose, right? As I mentioned, it's basically like we live at work and we visit our home. So I didn't mind spending extra hours at work and then going home and then taking a nap, coming back and then doing everything. I didn't mind that at all. And the reason why I didn't mind that is because what I was doing was working towards my goal of being paid for my art. So as I'm getting paid for my art, I'm realizing that I'm only getting paid based upon what they're willing to pay me. It's not like they couldn't pay me more, and it's not like I couldn't move up the ranks, but where I was at, they were only paying me what they thought that role was worth. So what that told me was is that in any situation, whatever it is that you want, you have to be clear about it, because if you're not clear about it, you won't go get it. But when you're clear about it, it may take you to do some things that you may not want to do, that's going to help you get there. And I don't mean any shady ways. I'm just saying this. I'm in the situation, I'm doing a graphics or whatever. If I would like to move up a little bit higher in the ranks, I need to go above and beyond. So what I would do is I would come in early and I would stay late. There were times I slept at work. They had a room that you can go in, you can sleep in a room. They had a nap room. They called it a nap room. I've never seen this before. Nap room at work. They let you go to sleep. Yeah, you could literally sign up on a paper. Like we had a whole sign up sheet. Um, Basically the order on which who can go rest in a nap room for 30 minutes or so. Blew my mind. Yeah, I like that. So I slept in the nap room. Okay. Um, and sometimes I did that just to be to work super early, beat everybody at work. So my role was, let me start to galvanize people. Let me start to be the leader at work. Right? Let me bring the coffee and the donuts. And this was the time where I'm bringing coffee and donuts. I'm bringing the munchkins. Everybody loves munchkins. You bring munchkins, you bring donuts, and they give you the discounted package when you get the big family pack or whatever size it was. I'll bring that to work. Everyone's standing around a cooler. Who got the donuts? I don't say anything. I'm on quiet mode. Shh. I play it cool, baby. I play it cool. But I'm listening. Who got the donuts? These donuts good, right? Yeah, they are good. Oh yeah, crew bought those donuts. Oh, yo, you brought these donuts? Yeah, I brought these donuts. Ain't nothing. Just enjoy yourself. Then walk away. Now, why would I do that? Well, I did that because I wanted to hear if someone appreciated it, but I didn't want to stick around to get all the glory. Now, the reason why I'm saying this to you is a very important lesson in this. So what I do is I walk away and I smile. I'm at my seat like, yes, I achieved it. All I needed was one person to know that I brought it and one person to recognize it and feel good that I put that there. See, because I was planting the seeds for the garden of my future. I was planting the seeds that I was much more than a graphic designer. I was planting the seeds that I was much more than a worker that just showed up. I was planting the seeds that I was responsible. I was planting the seeds that I was somebody capable of bringing unification to the group. Why would I do that? Because I wanted a raise. You know why? Because the money that I was getting for the thing that I was doing was just enough to pay me for the thing that I was doing. I wanted more money. So if I wanted more money, I needed to do more. Now, don't get me wrong, but bringing donuts and coffee is not part of the description for any of the job roles. But you know what it did for me though, right? It showed me and showed everyone else that if you just go a little above and beyond, there's something extra for you. Right? When you think about the word extraordinary, when we say extraordinary, but it's really extraordinary. See, if you just do a little bit extra on top of the ordinary, it becomes extraordinary. Like, watch this, make sense to you. Now, if you put a light in your house, right? Put a light on, that's ordinary for you. There's nothing big about that. But if I fly you in a plane or if I take you outside and I have all the lights in all of the buildings in a row shining, you might go, wow, look at this city skyline. But we just realized that it's just a simple light. There's nothing, right? Or a better way for you to think about it is simple lights and colors. But during Christmas time, you decorate the house or you decorate and it's like, wow, that started to dawn on me. Doing the extra is really just a little bit extra. Now you put the extra on top of the ordinary, you become extraordinary. And this is when I learned that when it comes to business, when it comes to taking the next level, you must do something extra. Put extra in the chat. So while I'm at the corporate world, I'm doing the graphics for Netflix and Roku. I walk off and after I bring the coffee and the donuts and everyone's saying, okay, cool. I do it again. I double down on it. This time I go into somebody that's prominent, the vice president. Hey, some donuts and coffee out there if you want. Just put them on the table, okay? And I just walk right out the door. He said, "Hey, Sean, come back here. That was you who bought the donuts last time, right? All right, good. Hey, thank you. That was yummy. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you." And then from there, now they're like, okay, inviting me out to go play pool with them, billiards. I want you to get what I'm saying to you. And it wasn't the vice president. I mean, yeah, yeah, the person who said it to me wasn't the vice president. The person who said it to me was the person that's under the vice president, right? It was the no, it was vice president. The person that took me to billets was the president. The person that took me to the billets was the president. I want you to think about that. The president took me to the billards. Wanted to buy me IPAs. I didn't know what IPA was. I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's beer, but this is what we drink." I was like, "All right, cool. Take the beer." We drink the beer, and they're just chilling and just having a good time, like I'm one of the bros. And to me, that's when it showed me it's all about your relationships. It's all about relationships. I flew, and this is a side story. So when I noticed that it was all about relationships, I started changing my life in a different way to build better relationships with people. When I was in California, I'm training up Candace Parker, Katino Mobley, a few other NBA players, McKinney, a few other NBA players that was out there. Jared Jackson was out there, other NBA players, college players, um, WNBA players, right? Girls from the Los Angeles Sparks. And I'm training these people up, doing the mindset with them while we're working on ball handling drills with my counterpart. I mean my partner. And it dawned on me again. I wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for me and my relationships with people. Because my friend calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, I got this business going on. I want you to come help me out with this. You got to fly to Cali. Come stay with me." And I'm inside of his shower and I'm washing up. I'm like, damn, things I've done for people way back are now coming to me now as a reward that I'm now getting to coach and train high level caliber clients. Your relationship. Somebody put relationships in the chat. So when I started to understand, if all of this is about relationships, you have to find a pattern in which makes relationships good. Here's some of the tips that's going to make any relationship good. First tip I already gave you. Let me see if you're paying attention. What's the first tip that in a relationship you should be out there doing? Let me know in the chat. I already said it. Let me give you a hint. It was within the story. What is the number one, well, not number one tip, but what is the first tip I gave you? Go above and beyond. Do a little extra. Put the extra on the ordinary. Put the extra on the ordinary. Go above and beyond. I promise you, going above and beyond is not as hard and not as strenuous as you think. If you like this video, if you like what I'm talking about right now, go ahead and like this video. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you feel like this is a good talk, go ahead and share this out with someone that may get value from this. Right now, we're discussing the value of how you can get people to pay you. But I want you to think about it this way. So it's not about you working for yourself. It's about you having people work with you and for you. You will never be able to work for yourself. Unfortunately, that's a myth. It's not going to happen. Instead, you need to realize that there are four levels of business, and your relationships directly affect what life you get. Now, your relationships with everything you can think of, your relationships with money, food, health, wealth, status, everything, your relationship to it will dictate how you operate, and your way that you operate will dictate your results. Bottom line, your life is about relationships. One of the things you must do to have a great relationship is to be comfortable with doing a little extra, going above and beyond. So I want to make this make sense to you in a grand way. If you are a woman looking to be married, do you want the ring? You might say yes. The way that you're going to get the ring is if you become the wife before you get the ring. You must do a little extra. If you're at the corporate world and you would like to get a promotion, the way that you get the promotion is if you do a little bit extra before you get the promotion. If I make sense in the chat, put make sense in the chat. So the principles that I'm giving you are universal principles. Every time I talk about topics like this or any topic, I'm going to relate it to universal principles because that is how I operate. I look for patterns of success, which are systems. I find the systems that work and I apply them to other paradigms and I see if they work in that spectrum. Usually they do. So I'm giving you different scenarios and I'm giving you different ideas to think about in which you can apply whatever it is that we're talking about and see if it helps your relationship. See, you might be saying this, you might be saying, hey, but I do give a little extra and I go above and beyond and nothing happens. See, let's not take it out of context. If your job has no room for growth and they tell you that it's only but so high you can go and you still won't make the money you want to make, you probably just should stop working there if your goal is to make as much money as you can because you're capped. See, if you're in a relationship with a significant other and you know that this person is not changing because they haven't shown you that they're willing to change. In fact, what they talk about is not changing. They don't talk about personal development. They don't talk about growth. They just talk about sports, reality TV shows, and whatever else may be out there. That's entertainment. Okay. So I want you to think about it. When people talk like that, that's still a system. You need to identify those systems in other people so you don't get caught up because if you hang around five broke people, you might just become the six, even if you're already rich. If you're rich and you're hanging around five broke people, you become the six is because you've been spending your money with this person, that person, this person, that's that. Ask me how I know. Because I was getting so much money because I attracted. I get so much money that it's like when I go to my family house, I feel like I'm throwing cash at people. Throw them with a money ball. Take that, baby. Throw them with a money ball. Take that. I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't celebrate holidays. None of it. Take that. All I do is throw money at people. And then I realize, yeah, I show up with great energy and love, but you can't just throw money at people. You know why you can't just throw money at people? Because that's not the most important thing. Which one is more important to you, time or money? Which one is more important to you, time or money? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Which one is more important to you, time or money? So most people will say time because money is cool. But let's be real here. I'm not throwing life-changing money at them. I'm not throwing $10 million. I'm not throwing $100 million. I'm not throwing $100,000. I'm throwing $250. I'm throwing 1,000. I'm throwing 5,000. I'm throwing 2,000. I'm throwing 50. I'm throwing 100. I'm throwing things like that. And I realized what they really wanted was just to be in your presence and have a little intimacy. See, we think intimacy is only reserved for romantic relationships, but intimacy is reserved for platonic relationships too, heterosexual relationships as well. So when I was with the when I was doing the IBA, I mean not IBA, what's it called? Billets. When I was doing the billets and I was drinking on the IPA, it made me realize that even though I don't drink like that, the fact that I'm drinking here and I'm spending time with this president of the company, what's happening is that we're growing our relationship. But I only got that opportunity to grow our relationship based on the person that I was being. The word about me got around the office because people talk. I'm new to the corporate world. I only had about 3 jobs. So, like I'm just here at the corporate world, So at this time, I only had 3 jobs. And when I think of it, I actually only had 5 jobs in my entire life. Right. So I'm sitting at the corporate world and I'm like, doing all the things going above and beyond, and I'm giving out, and then they invite me out to the billers, and I realized time was so important. Time is what's allowing us to get bonded. Time is what's allowing them to see my true character. Time is what's trusting me, what's having them trust me. From those moments led me to doing graphic on their pitch deck. They trusted me to see their numbers. And you know how corporate works. They don't really, if they're not public, they don't like you knowing how much money they make. They don't even like you talking about the salary and how much money you make. They make you have a taboo. Hey, don't talk about your salary around here. But they trusted me enough to show me their future plans and blueprint and had me build it out. That's not even my role. My role is to create graphics for art, for movies. So some of your favorite movies and TV shows that you watch, I create the graphics for. So They had me doing the spreadsheet and doing the PowerPoint, and I'm seeing $5 million. Light bulb. There's room to grow in this company. There's room to grow in this company. So I realized being with Tom. So write that down. The first thing that you have to realize is going above and beyond, doing the extra in a relationship. Another important thing in a relationship is the time you put into the relationship because everyone wants intimacy. Intimacy is not reserved for sex. Intimacy is not reserved for romantic relationships. Intimacy is being close and personable. And sometimes going to play pool with someone is close and personal. Sometimes flying across the country to go stay at somebody else's house to help them build the business or help them run the business or have a option opportunity you get, it's the time that they want. Like after our basketball sessions, we will go out, smoke hookah. I don't even smoke hookah at this time, but I'm starting to smoke hookah a little bit. I'll buy him some things. Dinner's on me tonight. He'll buy me things. Dinner's on me tonight. And it's nothing but love and mutual respect. Intimacy. Okay. So you want to be able to do the extra. You want to give people time. They need that. Okay. They need that. Now, I'm not saying go above and beyond and spend all the time for people who are not going above and beyond for themselves. You don't do that. You don't go above and beyond for somebody who wouldn't go above and beyond for themselves. Make sense? Let me know in the chat if it makes sense. Send me some XPs. I don't know how to do it, but send me some XPs. If you like this topic and you like where we're going with this, if you're getting some breakthroughs or some gems, go ahead and send me some XPs. I don't know exactly how to do it, so I wish I could just direct you, but y'all probably know more than me because I see some of you doing it already. So go ahead and send me some XPs. Not XP in the chat, but you know how it has the crown right there on your name? I don't know. Basically that's the ranking. So shout out to Rose. Rose is the top um, member in here right now. So I want you to think about this. You go above and beyond and you do a little bit extra and you share and you spend time with people who do that for themselves. You don't do it with people who don't do it for themselves. The reason why you don't is because you cannot change people. They have to change themselves. You can be a spark, you can be a light, you can be someone that shines light on someone, but I promise you, you can't be the light for them. So, like the family and friends that are starting to uh, like let's say they're listening to you while you're out on your journey and you're saying, hey, we could do X, Y, and Z, and then they're like giving you the pushback. They're starting to resent like being around you because every time they come around you, you're always talking about becoming better. And it's like if they're around you, they now have to button up their shirt and just like you got to push and pull them to be great. They don't want it. They don't want to be great, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. Unfortunately, they could care less about being great. So you don't push and you don't pull those individuals. You look for people who are already doing what it is that you want to do or who are aspiring to do it. Okay. So, time, you want to give time in your relationship and you also want to give a little bit extra. Okay, cool. The next thing is this. I'll tell you a quick story to go with this. Remember, we're going on clarity and direction about how to become a person that where people can pay you, people can work for you. And what I'm doing right now is I'm explaining to you that all businesses are about relationships, or relationships are businesses. And when you think about it, everything that you have relationship with is directly affecting your life. So this talk is super important for your growth, not only financially, but physically, spiritually, mentally. What is your relationship like with the gym? See, I used to go to the gym for 8 hours a day, but I was at the basketball gym. I would go 30 minutes, 45 minutes at the workout gym, but then the rest of the time, basketball gym. When I was playing basketball, I played so well that people would invite me to go to other events and invite me to opportunities I never thought was possible. I remember getting an entire apartment because I was good in basketball. I'm 6'2" and a little bit of change. I'm not the biggest, but I was sure one of the fastest. I wasn't always tall. I had a mean growth spurt in high school. When I first started high school, I was 5'4". When I was 14, I was 5'4". So I was really short. I was always a short kid until I started to grow. I moved to North Carolina. I started to play basketball a little bit heavier. And the rest is history from there. And what I realized that while I was playing basketball, what I was doing was I was connecting to people through hobbies. Now, these guys weren't as good as me who offered me these opportunities. And I think that's partly why they offer the opportunities, right? Imagine you're with somebody and somebody's amazing. Like I was literally amazing in basketball. So, you know, dude, what are you doing? You're so good. Like, okay, what are you doing after this? Well, after this, I'm going to X, Y, and Z. Oh, you want to come over here and meet me over here? My friends and I were going. I literally got a $50,000 paying job at this place called Elite Daily just because I was nice in basketball. I don't think y'all hearing what I'm saying. They never looked at a resume. They never looked at any type of sizzle reel. You know what they said to me? They said, "What position do you what role?" I said, "I do video editing." I said, "All right, we're gonna hire you." For me playing basketball? Wait a minute. Okay. If you don't believe anything is possible, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you need to start thinking about anything is possible because literally that's probably what's holding you back is the imagination. I couldn't fathom this, and I didn't have a thought that this is true, but I'm telling you, this is wild. And this is getting to the next point, right? Put this in the chat. Can somebody make the list so far so that way, when new people join, they can see the list or just the list can remind you? Who can do that for me? Rose, can you do it? Latasha, maybe someone can do it. The first one was give a little extra, go above and beyond. Second one was spend time, have that intimacy. And the third one is what? What's the third one? Hobbies, right? So you might, this is a good idea. You might think that you don't like playing these hobbies or doing these hobbies, but it might not be about what you like. It may be about what's workable. So, for example, I'm on the basketball court. Like I said, these guys are not better than me. Clearly, I'm just winning and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff that these guys say, hey, come over here. I got an opportunity for you. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Okay. So, what I'm saying to you is that those guys, they're doing hobbies that they like, but they may not be really good at. You can do a hobby that you like that you may not be good at. But what's going to happen is you're going to meet someone who you can build a relationship with. Now, I say that to give a preference because maybe you already have a family member or a friend or somebody who likes to do a hobby, but you always say, nah, I don't really like doing that. Right. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, I don't really like doing that. If you like what I'm talking about so far, go ahead and hit the like button at the top. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. We want to get to 500 subscribers. Let's blow the channel up a little bit. We're doing lives every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we're doing live again, but we're doing it 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The, the accountability and leadership call will be at 8:30 a.m. So if you want to come on here and get some love. So an insight. So what we were doing, while we were playing in the hobbies, is building a relationship. You may not like to do it, but if you knew that you were getting a benefit out of it, you probably would do it. So I'm not saying do things just to get the benefit, but I'm saying do things that's in your benefit. Like there's a big craze about pickleball right now. You may go pickleball. I don't really want to do that. But there's so many other people who are passionate about pickleball. Why don't you go out there and play pickleball? Meet somebody new. Do some different hobbies because that's going to bring you different people or a different opportunity to connect in a way that will benefit you. See, I want you to tap yourself on the chest and I want you to say, I'm prioritizing me. I want you to prioritize who you are. Prioritize making this about you right now. Prioritize making sure that you understand that there's a reward for you for your relationships. that you build. The relationships that you build will bring a reward for you. So, another thing that you could do in relationships, barter. So put barter in the chat. So we have some things right now. So one of the things that's going to make your relationship better is being able to go extra, right? Give a little extra, go above and beyond in your relationship. Please just do it. Go above and beyond. Don't do it and look for something out of it. Just do it because you want to go above and beyond for that person. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like the video at the top. Send a like. If you know that someone else can get value from this, go ahead and share this video out. We're talking about being more effective in less time, but we're going through clarity and direction of how to get people to pay you and work for you. So the way that you're going to get people to pay you and work for you, we're giving out these tips to help you build out your relationships. Now, give a little bit extra is one of the tips that will help you in your relationship. Giving people time, intimate time, is going to help you in a relationship. Working on and being active in hobbies that they are interested in will help you foster relationships. Now, all of these tools can help you bring new people into your life or foster the relationship of people that already exist in your world. Okay. So the next one after hobby is barter. You want to be able to work with each other in barter. So I have a buddy of mine come to my college and, I befriend him and we're having a good time together. On a basketball court. We start going to all the different gyms. I don't even drive at this time. He drives. So he's just driving us around. We go to this gym, go to that gym. Great experience. But you know what? I'm giving him insight. I'm giving him wisdom. I'm showing him different routes. He comes over to my apartment with my girlfriend and we live in this nice building on John Street in New York City. And it's a beautiful place, has the amenities, the rooftop, and he's inspired by this. Inspired. He said, bro, I never forget that. And he goes out years later, gets his own place, best of the best. He has a basketball gym inside of his complex, like inside of the building in New York City. And he's like, bro, you know what? I gotta thank you for this. Because without you inspiring me, I wouldn't have thought that I was even worthy of this. But you showed me a different level of life. And I thank you for that. I said, yeah, man, no problem, man. Anything I got, you got, man. He said, yeah, bro, I appreciate you. My best friend. I said, wow, man, you're one of my best friends too. And one day I come to him and I say, man, you know what? I think you should travel more because you work a lot. I think you should travel more. And I'm just having a real honest conversation with him. I'm not wanting anything from it. I've been traveling and I'm just saying to him, hey, you should travel more. 2 months later, he comes back. This man has now gotten different positions where he's traveling to Dubai, he's traveling here, traveling there, and he's like, bro, um, I want you to come with me. Don't worry, it's on me. I want you to see what I'm saying to you. So we're traveling across the world. We go to Brazil, we go to a bunch of places. And this is just literally based upon these principles right here. Going above and beyond, going a little bit extra, giving a person time and intimacy. I told you, intimacy is not reserved for romantic relationships. It's not reserved for sex. It's all about being in a space where you can be vulnerable with someone and sharing true time with each other, sharing in each other's hobbies, and then bartering with each other. So I gave him a little bit of those things. He said, I'm going to give you a little bit of these things. Now, I want you to think about this. All of what I was doing the entire time that I'm giving you these tips, that I'm showing, that I'm sharing these stories, is utilizing these four principles: imagination, communication, integration, which is actually unification, and then implementation, which is execution. Those are the four levels of business. In order to get someone to work for you and work with you, You have to utilize these four levels of business because inside of these business, all the four levels are going to be used. So if you want to get promoted in your company, you use these four levels. When I was at doing the graphics for Netflix and Roku, and I brought the Dunkin' Donuts in with the coffee, what was I doing? I already execute on my work, but now I wanted to be promoted. So I was going to the next level, which is the integration, which is the unification. So by me going above and beyond, doing a little extra, what I was doing was I put down the food, and guess what? They knew that I brought it, and they said, "Wow, you're bringing people together. I love that. You know what? I like your character. I like your spirit. Come out with me to the billards." We go out to the billards and we're drinking IPAs. It's not the whole staff. It's three of us. It's me, him, and his friend. His friend doesn't work with me and doesn't work with us. He's just his friend. So now I'm getting connected to a new level of circles, right? Just by being with the president. So it's me and the president of the company. How often do you get to be with the president of $1 million company? I told y'all, leadership and accountability will get you everywhere. But I spent intimate time. This is something that he does. He competes in the billiards. This is intimacy. So I'm spending that time. I don't play pool like that for a living. My grandfather plays pool, and sometimes when I'm at his house, we'll play pool. He'll beat me every single time. I'll go play pool with him. His name was Jack. I go play pool with Jack. Jack will beat me every single time. I don't care, but when I go play other people, I beat them. You see what I'm saying? Like I go beat them. I'm playing with the masters, and the masters whooping me. I don't care because you know what I'm doing. I'm actually being in their hobby. Even being in somebody's hobby is a little bit of intimacy, and then a little bit of intimacy could be seen as going above and beyond. Some women are not going to give it up to you on the first date. Why? Because it could seem like that's going above and beyond. But once you start getting into the hobbies, you're going to start being a little bit intimate with them. And then they're going to go above and beyond. Okay, I just showed you in a romantic way how it still works. Just showed you in a real romantic way how it still works. It doesn't change. Why? Because we work with principles. Principles work with us. If you work with principles, principles will work for you. So when it's time to get people to pay you, I want you to understand these four levels of value. Execution, which is that implementation, integration, which is a unification, communication, imagination. When I go to my friend and I say, "Hey, you should travel a little bit more. I think you would like that. You should travel." And while I'm doing that, I'm using imagination to communicate an idea. Here's the difference. I communicated an idea to him and I integrated, basically he did this. He went out and executed on the idea and then integrated us to go to Brazil. Did you not hear what I just said? All I did was come to him and tell him, "Hey," and we went to multiple places. But the point that I'm making is that without me saying this, who knows where it would have went? If you're liking this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to us now. We want to give you clarity and direction. So this is our Mindset Mondays, every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 8:30. So we're getting ready to close up shortly. But I'm showing you how to get people to pay you and how to work for you. It's the four levels of value. Highest level of value, imagination, then it's the communication. Then it's the integration, which is the unification, and then it's the implementation, which is execution. And I'm showing you how relationships are business, businesses are relationships. It's all about your relationship to whatever it is that you have in your life, whether it's relationship to money, relationship to health, wealth, status. It's all about the way that you relate to whatever it is in front of you. If you see money as the root of all evil, you will be broke for your entire life. If you see opportunities and you pass over it repeatedly, you will be poor. Okay. So there's principles to this. There's no secrets to success. There are only systems to success. Your system right now, your current system that you run right now makes up your life. There's great systems, there's bad systems. There's internal systems, there's external systems. Regardless whether you like it or not, the system that you have is going to directly affect what you get as a result in your life. But these four levels of value, these four levels of business will help you in any relationship, but this will help you get people to pay you and work for you. To the point now, I barely even pay for flights. I'm just letting you know. I barely even pay for flights. I just go where I want to go. Call my agent up. Hey, what's up? Can you make this happen? All right, cool, make it happen. Like literally, we were on a deal. Hopefully, this deal go through. We were just literally on a deal. We said, hey, if we invest into this company, I want you to do my wardrobe and I want you to send me out to the BET Awards. I don't care about going to the BET Awards, but what did I just tell you? Hobbies, intimacy, above and beyond being able to barter. Who knows what's going to come from this BET Awards? Once they give us the go and they say, yes, you're going to the BET Awards, I'm going. I don't know who I'm meeting. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't really care. I don't even listen to that type of music. Maybe once in a while, I really don't even listen to it. I'm going there, and when I'm there, I'm going to make the best of it. Why? Because I understand the four rules, four principles, the four skill sets, the four values, the four values of business. Okay? So so when I'm speaking to you about this, the way that you're going to get your significant other on board with you to do things for you is if you use your imagination to communicate something to get them to move on what they would move on. So you have to know how to integrate certain things that other people want. So for example, you can't ask things from people but not give them a reward. So I was on a phone call a while back with someone and they were talking about their significant other. Like all they really want is just to go to the park, but their significant other said no, unfortunately. I said, you can't blame them for saying no because the way that you asked them, the way that you ask this task of them, did not give them a reward behind it. If you know anything about humans, you know anything about any of us, any sentient being that's alive, that moves, that breathes, we only do things for a payoff. It has to be a payoff attached to it. So you just don't say, hey, babe, come to the park with me. That's not enough. You go, hey, babe, if you come to the park with me, if you can come to the park with me and spend time with me and do something that I like, I would love to return that favor to you and do something that you like. You see the difference in that? It's different, right? From you saying, "Hey, why don't you ever go to the park with me? Just come on, let's go out. Let's go out sometime. Why don't you just make a barter? Why don't you just understand that it's about intimacy and time? How about you just go above and beyond and don't be afraid to give a little bit extra and say to him, say, hey, I want to be in your world. If you can be in mine, I would love to be in yours. See, you can't think for them. So they are not expecting you to think for them. So if you tell your significant other, say, hey, I would love to go to the park and I want you there to enjoy it with me. And by you doing that for me, I will return the favor and do whatever it is that you want me to do for you. You can't be afraid of doing it because then now you can't be mad at them saying no. Go ahead and like this video if you like this. If you like this message, if you like what we're talking about, we've been live for almost 54 minutes now. We'll be live until 60-minute mark. So when the 60-minute mark hits, we'll be live. Go ahead and send some likes in the chat if you haven't already. I want to send you love, hugs, and I want to say you are the best of the best, top of the top, the cream of the crop. The purpose of this call is to add clarity and direction. What we're doing today is talking about how to get people to pay you and work for you. And that's through our four steps, through our four levels of value, through this four levels of business. Imagination, communication, implementation, integration, and unification, right? Execution. So let me say it in a clearer way so that you understand. The top level is imagination, the second to top is communication, unification is the third, and then the first level, which is the fourth value, which is the lowest level, is implementation, which is the execution. Inside of this, you can realize that all of these four values you must use inside of your romantic relationships as well as your platonic relationships. There are some tips in here that I've given you that if you utilize these tips, it will help you foster relationships and build upon whatever it is that you created for a foundation, and it will help you connect to new people and create new relationships. The first tip that we gave out was go above and beyond, do a little bit extra. See, if you understand that what you have. Um, you must go above and beyond that. So the ordinary thing, right? Whatever is ordinary, in order for you to be extraordinary, you must put the extra on it, extraordinary. And a lot of times the extra is so minuscule, it doesn't take much from you, but it adds so much value to somebody else. Okay. The next tip is time. You want to be able to give time to people. People care about money, but people care more about time. If I was to give you $1 million, but I was to put a stipulation on your time, say you would have to die tomorrow in order to receive the $1 million, most of us wouldn't do it. Time matters more than money for a lot of us. And sometimes money matters more than time. But one thing's for sure, you must be involved with people, get into their hobbies, right? So that's the third one that we said, get into the hobbies. And the fourth one we said was the barter system. So I'm showing you in all sorts of ways, whether it was romantic, platonic, heterosexual, it does not matter. I'm telling you that when you use these values, use these tips and tricks, these are principles and they work in any arena for your success when it comes to relationships. Relationships are all about business and business are all about relationships. Your life is about your relationships to money, your relationships to health, wealth, and everything that you see in it. So when you're utilizing these four levels of value, you want to make sure that every successful business has this and every successful relationship has it as well. So, once again, if you're having trouble with your finances, I want you to think, are you going above and beyond? Are you doing a little bit extra? This is why a lot of people do overtime if their job permits it, because they can make more money. They can have a better relationship with their money. But you don't want to just spend all of your time chasing money. You want to be able to attract money. So you also need to have time to be by yourself, time to understand who you are, understand who you are, and then be able to have people on the outside recognize that and be able to work with you and for you and things of that nature. As well as hobbies. Which hobbies do you have when it comes to money? Are you putting your money in places where money can come back to you, where money can have fun, where money can duplicate themselves? Are you bartering with money? Hey, money, if I put you here, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to eat this. This is an example. When we were coming up on the grind, y'all all know about the oodles and noodles or ramen noodles or whatever, the cereal. But we would take the money and we say, hey, we got a lot of money, but I'm not going to spend it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat a, a lesser value meal just so my money could stack a little bit more, so my money can multiply. That was a barter system. And what happened? Your money multiplied. True or false? Let me know in the chat. Am I right? Am I wrong? You did it. So you know what I'm talking about. So the principles that I'm sharing with you are not brand new, but they may not be visible cues to you because these are intangible. So I want to make the intangible tangible by offering you the opportunities to practice with yourself, practice by yourself, practice on your family, your friends. Go to loveplus.com/challenges. Go to loveplus.com/challenges. LUHVPLUS.com/challenges. And those challenges are going to help you overcome whatever challenge you're currently faced with. If you're faced with money challenges, those challenges will help you change your relationship with money. So money comes to you, money is attracted to you. Money comes to you easily and effortlessly. Now, you have to put yourself in a position to be attractive so money can come to you. And the way that you're going to do that is by developing your internal systems, how you talk, how you think, how you operate. If you speak to people in a calm, loving manner, people would think that you're more attractive or less attractive. If I'm yelling at people and I'm making them wrong, is it more attractive or less attractive? So now that I put both sides out there, you can now see one is more attractive than the other. All of your opportunities are based on the level of attraction. Okay. All of your opportunities are based on the level of your attraction. It's not just about what you show up in your face. It's about what you wear too. It's about what's in you. It's your character because you could be the most beautiful person on the outside and the horrible person on the inside. If you like what I'm saying and I'm making sense, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like what I'm saying and I'm making sense, go ahead and put something in the chat or give the love with the hearts down here because we want the algorithm to see that we're making impact. It should be way more people on these calls than this, but right now that's where it's at. But over time, it's going to grow and it's going to grow by your help. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. And guess what? We do meet up. And if you are interested in doing one of our retreats, we're having our very first retreat this year. So if you're interested in doing a guided meditation, your holistic approach, health and wellness retreat, mixed with a little bit of financial literacy, go ahead and let me know in the chat so I can see. Send me a DM, send me a message. Go to loveplus.com, send me a message with support, or go to loveplus.com/challenges and then go take some challenges to help up level your life. I make systems and I get paid to be me. People use my intellectual property. They use my likeness. They pay me to wear their clothes. They pay me to be able to give them my systems. And I'm happy for that because I get to dictate my situation. I get to dictate my schedule, what it is that I do, how much I get to go above and beyond. And I love it because I get to impact people in an amazing way. So I'm not capped on anything. I have my time and I have my freedom. I have my flexibility. But you know, one thing that I'm continuously wanting to attract more is my tribe. I can't stop until I have thousands of you on this call. I know one day I will have thousands of you on this call because I'm asking for your help right now. Share this live out to people who you may know who want to hear this message. This is all about getting clear and having direction so that way you can have more revenue, less hours, and real freedom. If you know someone that deserves that, you send them this message because that's what I'm about. I'm about becoming more effective in less time when good is no longer good enough. And we're at the 60-minute mark, so I'm going to stop almost any minute now, but I would love to come to a well rounded close. Let me get to a well rounded closing so that way we can walk away with some strategic plans here and feel like this call was successful. Okay. So, when it comes to you building out relationships, the first thing you need to be thinking about is how well it can go. Unfortunately, time and time out, we self sabotage ourselves. And unfortunately, most of my ladies here, you're trained to do it. Okay. Women are trained to be self sabotagers in relationships. And then they would look at men like, oh man, men is this and men is that. In reality, you just have to remember that you were trained to be single. What do you mean by that? Well, let me show you what I mean by that. When you grew up and you were a kid, they stuck a doll baby in your face, but they left out something. How could you have a child without the father? We don't want to talk about that though, right? That has nothing to do with you having a great relationship right now, right? It has nothing to do with that, right? Well, it has everything to do with that. When you were a little girl and they stuffed a doll in your face, they made you take care of the doll as a single parent. You don't know this, but as a child, you are becoming impressionable. You are getting impressions put into your brain about how life is. So, as a baby, a small girl, you're not thinking anything of it because you don't know what sex is and you don't know how babies really come about. But in your mind, they're training you to think this way. So they make you think that you should be a single mother. And then when you watch Disney Channel, they reinforce stereotypes and things that would never truly happen, which we call fantasies. There isn't any shining knight armor that's going to come in and sweep you off your feet. And if you drop your golden slipper, he's gonna come looking for you and match. You know, he's gonna really harass all of the women in the neighborhood, fitting their feet. You know, hey, does this fit you? No. Does this fit you? No. And then find you. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's not real. It's giving you false hope as a woman. So you grow up as this woman watching all of these Disney fantasies, and you get stuck with a doll baby, and then you never get a man's input. So when you're growing up and you're thinking about your relationship and how you want your life to be, it's only your relationship and it's only your thoughts, and it's never the thoughts of the man who you're going to be with. So by default, they're setting you up to have a bad relationship. You don't want to talk about this stuff, and I get it. I might sound crazy. I might sound lunatic. I'm tell you right now, I'm happy. Tell you right now, I'm happy. And I'll tell you right now, when you see me happy. It is not a fluff, it's not a fake, it's not a sham, it's not a scam. It's so easy, but we have a way of complicating everything. So as a woman, when you're getting into a relationship and a relationship is going great, watch this, watch this. If you're a lady right now and you've done this, I want you to put a one in the chat. The relationship is going great. I mean, it's amazing. And then you inside have this question. You look to the man and you go, so, well, what are we? Actually, you make it a bad question for you say, well, can I ask you something? So, what are we? It's like, oh my gosh. When you do that, you know that you just ruined it. Do you know you just ruined it? I don't think you know. That's why you do it. You do it almost in every relationship. And then you get fed up with the man, and then you might go and you might have a situationship, and then you might get a nice gentleman that comes along, and you go, you know what? I'm not letting any man touch me until you prove your worthiness. And you're not realizing that you done gave all of these men the kitty cat for free. You done gave all of these men the intimacy for free. In fact, you done gave it up for a bag of chips. You done gave it up behind a dumpster. You done gave it up for some chicken wings and fried rice. You done gave it up for anything and everything, but you meet the right man and you know what you say to him? I like you. I think you're special. So you know what? I don't want to do anything with you. Rather wait because I like you. And like I'm not an official therapist, but I speak to many women, and I ask them, "Why do you do that?" And they go, "Well, because the man that I'm just sleeping with, I'll just sleep with him, and I'm never gonna see him again. But this man that I could potentially be with, I want him to see me as a lady." We're trained to be against what's for us and for what's against us. We're trained to be against what's for us and for what's against us. See, when you were with the man and everything was going right, that was for you, sis. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Continue to do what works. But in your mind, you're looking for false sense of security. In your mind, you just think it's called security. But the reason why I call it a false sense of security is because, and I'm talking to y'all for real, there isn't any security in anything. You tell me what's secure. You tell me. You might think, yo, I just got this house, brand new house. House can be burned down. Oh, I just got my money in the bank. Yeah, your bank could be raided. Yeah, like your account could be frozen. You could do everything right. Somebody could hit you in the car, right? Somebody could hit you on the road. You could do everything right. What I'm saying to you that is there isn't any security, but you're searching for an illusion that makes you get detached from what your reality is that causes you to be out of alignment. So it's not about the hard work, it's about the heart work. When you do the work on you, you realize that me being with the other person is a compliment to me because I could never truly experience the other person anyway. I could only experience myself with the other person. So what's happening to me is this. When I start to get the feeling of a sense of security, I don't need to ask and say, what are we? I just need to keep doing what we're doing because because I know all relationships are temporary. So I'm just running this relationship to its course. I'm thinking positively, I'm thinking optimistically. I have my imagination on the highest level. This will work. And you know what I'm doing to make it work? I'm communicating. You know what breaks down relationships faster than anything? Bad communication. It's not finances, it's just communication. You don't need to lie to her. You don't need to lie to him. Just tell people. You'd be amazed how much people would get on your page if you just was honest. Hey, honestly, like I just got out of a breakup and I'm feeling bad. It's hard for me to say this to you, but I want you to just take it with me being honest. I don't want anything super serious. I am looking for long term, but right now I'm open to short right now. I'm looking for short, open to long, because I understand that not all relationships click. So the thing is, I'm not rushing it. Now, I'm open to being with you and I'm open to seeing where it goes if that's what you would like. If you don't want that, I totally understand. You don't know that a woman or a man might be on that page with you. I mean, it could even come down to platonic. I just want a friends with benefit. Right now, I'm focused on my money. I'm focused on my life. I'm focused on my career. I just need a little love on the weekends. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want to go out a little bit. I want to have a little fun. Yes, I want us to be exclusive if that's cool. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just need a little. One of my love languages. I need to be touched. I'm just being honest. I could almost but self could touch myself. I'm just telling you the truth, and I don't mean any harm or disrespect. But we're grown adults. I'm just sharing with you. See, because the opposite is true for a man. When a man is a boy and they never teach a boy how to be with a girl, they tell you, no, get the girls out. No girls allowed. Girls got the cooties. Bro, what are you saying, man? So how could a man grow up to ever love his children? How could a man grow up to ever really love his woman if he's from a youth always taught to be focused on everything outside of his family? They make the girl focus on family, but by herself. That's why most women don't even say our child, they say my baby. My what? And the man get offended, like, what? My baby? Wait, it's ours. Right? Or a woman go, it's my body. I got the choice to do what I want with it. But you could terminate your baby, but the man can't have a say whether you terminate the baby. No, it's my body. Like, wait. But then you put the man on child support if he doesn't want the baby. Wait, but it's his money, right? So we see how messy this can get. But this could all be solved and all be fixed and all structured if we just learn how to communicate with each other. So communication in any relationship is going to be paramount. And then we have the other level, integration. You have to learn to be with your partner. Like your partner's not going to think like you. We want everybody to think like us. And unfortunately, a lot of ladies, you have short patience. I don't know, like you've been through a lot, you have short patience. And I get it because think about life like this. If you was trained to live in a world where you are not supposed to go talk to the man, but the man is supposed to go talk to you have to think about the consequences that come with that. I speak to a lot of women and they tell me the same things. I always say, why do you settle for the man that just comes to you? Why do you settle for that man? Why don't you go for the man you want? And most women are afraid of rejection. They are afraid of rejection. And I get it, rejection can hurt, but let's just be real here, ladies. Come on. You reject guys all day. You walk out the house, they want to whistle at you. You walk out the house, they want to talk to you. You go online, they want to like your pictures, hop in your DMs. It's okay. You reject people every day. You can't take a little bit of your own medicine. You can't take a little bit. You can't get a little sippy sip. Come on now. Come on now. So I get it though, because rejection from anywhere could feel a little harsh. It's for being rejected, a little discouraged, right? But which one is worse? If the man that's coming to you and you're settling for only the men that come to you, the man that has the balls to come to you is a confident man. If he has the balls to come up to you, he most likely has the balls to come up to another woman. So then you allow this man to come up to you and get your number, but you don't realize he really was out looking for the hoes. Oh, did I say that? Your man that you got was out looking for the hoes and he got you. Oh, shoot. Oh. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Your man was out. I'm being real with you. If I can't be real with you, there's no point for you to be up here. Your man was out looking for the hoes and he found you. This is why communication is very important because you thought in your mind that it was okay just to have the man come to you. So you're settling for the guy that comes to you instead of going after the guy that you want. No wonder why your relationships don't work out because anything that settles ends up at the bottom. Anything that settles ends up at the bottom. I'm sorry to tell you, you've been settling. I'm sorry. I know you picked the best out of the bunch. I know, but you settled. Okay, sis? You settled. So I want you to think about it that way. If the man that has the confidence to come up to you to speak to you, he's clearly not afraid of rejection. He's clearly not caring if you now don't get me wrong, there are some guys that if they try to holler at you, they're like, yeah, your weave look bad anyway. Like I get that. I understand that. You know, they get a little butt hurt, whatever, because you played them in whatever. Oh, I'm not good enough to talk to you. Yeah, I get it, whatever. But you get what I'm talking about. So if you're settling for that man that comes to you, you're never really giving yourself a chance to attract the man that you really want. See, and they always make the joke, the ladies want the bad guy because the nice guy finished last. Imagine being in a relationship and you hear a lot of women. In fact, not let's say you're not in a relationship. Let's just say from my perspective. You're in this seat where you get to get insight from women all day. And a lot of women get bored with their man. I want you to pitch me and tell me why I need to get married. I want you to tell me what's beneficial to me, why I should be married. Don't sit up here and say, well, you get me because that's not true. What I get is a version of you that I didn't sign up for. What I get is the version of you that took off the eyelashes, took off the makeup. You got the baggy shirt on with your titties hanging. You got all. I come from work. You ain't really dressed, but guess what? When I'm the side man, I get all. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. You mean to tell me when I get you as my girl, I get the worst of you, but when you're my side girl, I get the best of you? I never see you without the makeup. Well, I'm just making a joke about the makeup part because men don't really care about makeup and we actually don't even like a lot of makeup and we prefer you to be natural. That's why a lot of times you get confused when you walk out the house and you be like, "Ew, he was hitting on me. I didn't even have any makeup." Look how disconnected a woman must be from herself that she would say, "Ew, he was hitting on me and I didn't even have any makeup on." What? I don't have makeup on. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? We like women at their natural state. Anyway, so you must imagine this, right? As a woman, and you realize that the way that you've been approaching relationships have been wrong. You've been taught wrong. Why? If a man's resource is precious to you and it's money, it's stability, why should he give all of that up to you right away? But then you hold back on what's important to him, sex. Because let's be real here. What can a woman really do for a man that has everything that they need? Be honest, because we're not ready to have the conversation, right? You're gonna log off. I know. I get it. It's okay. I'm fine with that. I can't be honest with you. Can't be honest with you. When you realize that most, and this is not a knock on you. I'm telling you that society has created it this way. From a boy, we're trained to never focus on girls. It's not a focus. We are trained to go out and do whatever it is that we need to be doing. Women are trained to be lost with men. This is why they market to women with all of the clothing. If you go into a clothing store, there's a whole big section for a woman and there's a tiny little section for a man. Women buy the same things over and over. You go into a woman's house, she got 30 different shampoos. Why? And they're all half used. Why? Why? She has 30 different perfumes and they all half used. Why? 30 different body washes, and I'm exaggerating on 30, but you know what I'm talking about. You go into a man's house, there's two body washes, there's probably three colognes, and it's a lot more simplistic. That should show you where you are in far as life goes. You're really fixated. As a woman, you grow up on easy mode. Your life is easy. You can sit here and complain all you want. Oh man, I gotta take care of the kids by myself. But you chose to open your legs and let a man blank in you who wasn't worthy from the beginning. I'm sorry. If I can't talk to you like my sister, there's no point to talk to you. If I can't talk to you like my daughter, there's no point to talk to you. If I can't talk to you like my mom, there's no point to talk to you. If I can't talk to you like a friend, there's no point to talk to you. I'm just being honest and transparent. You women are the portals to life, but you've been tricked out of your position. You've been tricked out of your spot. You've been told that you're not useful and that you're useless and you need to become somebody else to be seen and loved. They're tricking you. You know why? Because you have the easy. Think about it. You have an easy life. Yes, you might have to go to a job. Yeah, you might have to take care of the kids. But now you think about it. You got three kids by two different people, and you're mad because they're not taking care of them. Every man should take care of their kids. I don't know the situations, but I do know that there are women who use kids against their other partners, and they hold the kids away. Okay, so there's equal sides. There's men who have children, and they communicate that, or maybe sometimes they don't, and they run off and they don't show up. So I'm not blaming one side. I'm not doing that. There's both parties too. I'm showing you both sides of it, right? And we're gonna close up shortly because we way past the 60-minute mark. But I thought this part was needed. So the communication is very important. See, but the integration, the unification, got to work on that skill, ladies. Got to work on that one. Because everybody here is master communicators until it's time to communicate. And then you want to use your body language. And then you want to use passive aggressive attacks. And then you want to gaslight, but then call them narcissists. You want to play a game. And life is not about playing a game, it's just about relationships. Why open your legs to a man who you know is not going to take care of you, you've already seen it. Yeah, because I know sometimes the magic stick could put his rules, put his spells out. The magic stick is real. I know the magic stick is real. You can possess somebody. I get it. You can do it. Just like there's a power in the P too, right? I got it. But that's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit, ladies and gentlemen. That's why usually the only way to even unlock there is to start here. Most time you can't even unlock down here if you don't tap here first. See, but the issue is women fall in love with what they hear and men fall in love with what they see. But you're really going to fall in love and rise in love when you discover that it's about who you are being. So if you are in a relationship, or in fact, not only, if you are looking for a relationship, you don't want to place expectations on anyone. You want to hold standards. And if these men do not meet your standards, you keeping it close. I'm sorry. I don't care if he got weapons of mass destruction down there. I don't care if he's a dom. I don't care if he's gonna punish you. I don't care. I don't care. It's not worth it. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. There's plenty of men out here that could do you right too. Okay? It's not worth it. Yes, I know. I know you love a good. We all love a good session. I know. I know. Woo! But it ain't worth it. Okay? And if you really start to tap into, and this is what high level men do, right? And what we do is this. By the way that we operate, we can train our woman to receive our love. I could dominate my one. Yeah, I'm gonna tell yeah, I'm gonna dominate you. Yeah, she likes that. She wants to hear me talk like that because women naturally want to hear you talk like that. Yeah, I'm going to dominate you. Yeah, I am, and do it with confidence. I'm gonna tell you what to do, but don't worry, because I'm gonna please you too. Right? So when you operate in the fairness and you make it clear and you communicate, but you integrate them into it too, it could work out in your favor. And then you're able to execute on your relationship. See now, but the problems is a lot of times these guys come around, they have these big ideas they put into your mind by communicating, whispering sweet nothings because you fall in love with what you hear. They fall in love with what they see. All they see is a nice body and they don't really care about anything else. Guess what? You can't integrate into each other's life well because all you're thinking about is what you can get as a release. And that's good. I love it. We all love a nice one. We all love a nice release. We all love it. But it's not worth it, is what I'm saying. So the way to manage or the way to make sure you get a person that's good for you is to use the four levels of business. You want to make sure that their imagination is at a higher level. If they don't have big aspirations and dreams, guess what? Don't go for them because they're just going to keep you stuck. If they can't communicate well and you bring it up to them, hey, let's articulate, let's go to personal development classes, let's join seminars together, and they don't want to join seminars with you, red flag. Stop them right there. Hey, you know what? Let's get into each other's world. I want to come out and see you play basketball. I want to come out and play basketball with you. Oh, okay. I want to come out and I want to do whatever it is that you want to do. Let's go get our nails done together, right? Let's go take a walk in the park. Let's go have a picnic. If they don't want to get into your world, it's not going to work out. You won't be able to execute. You won't be able to implement what you truly want. Stop fighting these men to love you. Stop fighting these women to love you. Stop. Love yourself, and the right person will come along because you're going to have standards in which you operate. So the other guys you can't even see. Like there's guys that will look at certain women and not look at other certain women, right? Like, and there's certain women that will look at a certain guys and not look at the other certain guys, right? So I want you just to think about it. I just don't want to be disrespectful, and I'm running short on time, so I'm being quick with what I'm saying with that. But you get the point, right? That you look at certain people and you don't look at other people, right? We kind of get that. But I'm saying to you, when you start to show up in high places, you're going to meet other people in high places. See, if you know that you're going to another level and right now you're surrounded by people who can't really serve you at this level, stop dating. Stop dating these people because guess what? You can only attract who you are right now. But if you know you're going to another level, stop dating these people. Just get to your next level and then date there. Date there. Use your imagination. Where would those people be? Those people that you want to date will already be in personal development classes. They would already be taking pottery class or little hands-on artsy classes, or they already be wanting to do picnics in the park. They already want these things. You look for people that are already doing what it is that you would love to do. You don't get a man and then force him to get with you. You got to ask questions straight up front. Hey, do you snore when you sleep? Because I can't sleep next to a snorer. Okay, are you cool with us getting you something to stop the snoring? Oh, you are? All right, cool. I can work with you. Oh, you're not? I can't work with you. That's how specific you have to be. That's how detailed you have to be. You have to start looking in the details. So being that it's 9 o'clock, I'm going to shut down right here. I'm just going to reiterate, if you haven't liked and you haven't followed, you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it now. We want to get to 500 subscribers by this week, by the end of this week, by Friday. So hopefully we can get to 500 subscribers by Friday. And I would love for you to understand this: the four levels of value. Imagination is the highest level. You must operate with the I can and I will. You know it's going to happen, because if you believe you can, you will. If you believe you won't, you won't. The next level, communication. Let's just start getting so clear. Make things so simplistic that it's easy. Give people choices. Hey, would you like to do this? Because I would love to do that. Give people choices. Integration. You might not really love it, but get into their world, because it gives you a chance to bond in a different way that creates new pathways, new neural pathways to allow your mind to discover new possibilities. So if you're having trouble in your relationship right now, go do something new together. If you're having trouble in your relationship right now, go experience, go travel somewhere new. Don't fight with each other, don't make each other wrong. Just operate with a new sense of what could be possible. And if you're looking to meet someone, go where they might be. There's always singles around. Stop going to the bar and meeting your person at the bar. That's the lowest hanging fruit. Let me go drink a little bit and get intoxicated and then go run off with somebody. We all could do that. Okay, you're getting whoever there. Go be strategic. And last but not least, be able to execute on what you say you want. If you know you want a man or you know you want a woman with X amount of qualities, don't settle for people who are not those qualities. Just because you're in a little moment of heat, or you're in a moment of love, or you want a little touch, because it's not worth it. All in all, the way that you're going to be able to get people to work for you and work with you is if you relate to them. If you can go above and beyond, if you can give a little time and intimacy, if you can make sure that you can be in their spaces, and also be able to barter with them. You give a little bit, you take a little bit, and then watch how your relationships change. Watch how your relationship change with money, how it changed with health, wealth, status, and everything else. You are the best of the best, the top of the top. If this video was amazing for you and you're in the Telegram, go ahead and put your takeaway inside of our Telegram. If you need access to the Telegram and you have already purchased our Becoming More Effective in Less Time book and you want access to it, send me a DM so I can send you the link to the Telegram. If you don't have those, but you are in Love Plus, go ahead and put your takeaway inside the Love Plus community room. Remember, luhvplus.com/challenges. If you have money challenges, it will help you change your relationship with money, and so on and so forth. This is all about getting clarity and direction so you can move to your next level of life. I'm out of here. I will see you tomorrow in the 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, look, if you're not on our call tomorrow, we're doing the summit, and this is for the leadership calls. It's $50 or $100 for the rest of the week. If you're interested, let me know. Send me a DM. You could put a comment on this video, but after it's posted, or you can go to my Instagram, or you can wherever you have us. Go to my Instagram, which is mindset.mogul.crew. You can go to mindset.mogul.crew. Crew is CRU. If you want to go to our um, Instagram, just go to this Instagram. I mean, if you want to go to our YouTube, just go to this YouTube and put a comment there for us, or just go straight to loveplus.com, create your profile, get some of those resources for free. Send me a message at support. So you can go right to the support box and send us a message, and we can get you in there. Remember, $100 for the entire week, so you get 4 calls for the entire week. We also have some bonus Q&As for the people that paid $100. That's the MVP package. And then we also have the VIP package of $50, and you get all of those calls for the week, but you just don't get the Q&A special setup. Peace, love, beautiful energy. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. I'm out of here. Peace.